Yeah, I used it for the first time for a nonprofit commons talk about back in November, and it takes a little bit of time. If you what I typically what worked best for me was to click the Speakeasy HUD, and what I actually did was I numbered my Speakeasy HUD with extra little caret sign, or sorry, with extra little equal signs to go between slides, and then I would hit that,
Oh,
and then I'd also make sure I'd have it say slide one, and then that way, or I might even actually what I might have done was this slide two, and then even though those were extra clicks, it helped me anchor to each slide as I was doing it.
that's
Mm.
awesome. Okay. Okay, so I might try and do that for this one too, because um, I gave Natalia the speakeasy HUD because I was like,
Oh,
here,
it's okay.
thank you, and
Like
then
Gloria
I'll
asked me
just
to
fill
help
it
her
out later.
too, so
Really? Because it's just,
yeah.
I'm reading from notes and stuff at the same time, and then yeah, I found out the last time when I was using it, I'm like looking at too many things, I think, and so that was a problem. Um, anyways, should I go ahead and start?
Yeah,
Is everybody
I
ready?
yeah.
Okay. So, I just want to thank everybody for coming to my talk. I see some old faces and new faces here too. For those of you that are interested, I'm going to be presenting this talk again at the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education Conference in Second Life this Friday from 11 o'clock to 11:50 SLT. So also, if you like talks like this, there are going to be 4 full days of them starting this Wednesday at the conference. So, Stephen is actually a mentor there. He can even tell you more information about VWBPE if you're interested. And also, Star, Natalia, and I are going to be doing a talk on Thursday about Meeting of the Minds if you had missed it last week. So, please keep in mind, though, like the talk that I'm doing today is catered to educators at the conference. So even though a lot of you may not be teachers, I will be kind of using that language because a lot of teachers are going to be in the audience. So, and it's really geared towards people who want to incorporate some of these teaching practices and some of this theory into what they're currently doing for teaching. Now, during the talk, if you have any questions, you can hit the cue board, which is right above me, right above my head, and then I will answer them when I have a brief break or a pause. Secondly, I'm not going to be able to pay attention to local chat because I'm busy looking at the slides. So if you are putting any questions there, I may miss them. So it's probably best to actually hit the cue board so that I can hear it and I know that somebody is queuing a question there, okay? Um, and so, yeah, hang on to those questions until, I have a chance in between to actually answer them. Also, you can get a link to the slides. I'm actually going to, let me see, send out a note card. And in theory, this should go to everybody. And in that note card is actually a link to my slides on Google Doc, just in case you're having trouble seeing them in World. And let me just copy that to the local chat for you as well. So that is here. Okay. Now that note card actually has references which you'll actually see at the bottom of some of my slides. So in other words, if it's something that really interests you, you can download the reference sheet and that will point you to some of those sources. I tried to kind of stay bare on some of those references, but later on, you can always shoot me an email and say, hey, Blue, do you have any more information on such and such? And more than likely I do, because this is actually part of my doctoral studies. So I have a lot of information on this in case you were curious about learning these things. So anyways, for this talk, let me just go over the overview for a second. We're going to start with educational trends